If you're a music lover of Blue Moon and other hits from that era, then you'll want to hear about this. It's a night of Pittsburgh legends, all coming together on stage to support one of their own. It's actually a benefit concert to benefit Bill Burkett, the original lead singer of the Vogues, who frankly could use your help. We'll hear more from the Marcells singing Blue Moon for us live in the studio here in just a moment. But first, a former Marcell himself and now their manager, Walt Maddox, is here, along with show promoter Charlie Pappas, to tell us more about the big benefit concert that's coming up and who is taking part in it. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good to see you both. Walt, I remember doing stuff with you back in the 80s with Liz Miles on Evening Magazine.
Yes.
And Patrice on Pittsburgh Today.
Oh, yeah.
So good to see both of you here. Charlie, when did you and Walt hook up? How long have you been partners?
Well, we're actually not partners. We're very good friends. And Walt really had the idea on this show. He gave me a call one day and said, I think we need to do a benefit for Bill Burkett. And I said, how do you see it? He said, I think we ought to get on the phone and call all the national groups from Pittsburgh.
Right.
And I said, great idea, let's do it. But
we've got the Vogues, the Jaggers, the Marcells,
and the Skyliners.
And the Skyliners,
right.
Of course. Yeah, and God rest his soul, Jimmy Beaumont just passed recently. Yeah. We lost him. And so this is a benefit for Bill, who's not in good health himself right now, Bill Burkett. Have the four groups ever been together?
No, not that I can remember.
Well, yes, really. 2 years ago, the Pittsburgh Rockin' Reunion that we got together, that Spotlight Productions promoted, and everybody thought that was going to be the last time. Mm-hmm. Well, when this happened,
so it hasn't happened often.
Probably not again, because and I want to say this: everyone has volunteered their time.
Mm. Yeah.
Every group, every band member has volunteered their time. So 100% of the proceeds go to Bill Burkett.
How many cities do you suppose, guys, have had four national groups like that, like the Vogues
with
and
the
Jaggers?
The size, not many.
And not only that, I think as a result of the groups, the Pittsburgh is unique, because there's not been one major record company out of Pittsburgh either. Mm-hmm. So that actually the groups had to leave on their own and talk to somebody in New York.
Yep, exactly. Let's talk about the groups and what their hits were for those who may not have been around back then or who may not be aware. It's hard to believe anybody couldn't be, but let's start with the Vogues. What was their big hit and when?
They had 5 O'Clock World, Magic Town, Turn Around, Look at Me, You're the One, Till, My Special Angel.
Oh, wow.
I mean, how many groups, even nationally, had that many hits that were that big?
Exactly. Now, how about, let's see, that's the Vogues.
The Skyliners.
And the Skyliners.
Skyliners, Since I Don't Have You, This I Swear, Pennies from Heaven, Comes Love. They had a lot.
And there's Jimmy Beaumont.
There's Jimmy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here are the Jaggers.
The Jaggers, #1 in the entire U.S. with the rapper, 1970, and then they had Gotta Find My Way Back Home, I Call My Baby Candy.
Okay. And here are the Marcells. Look at those guys. Recognize any of those folks, Walt?
I've seen them once or twice.
Heartaches, Blue Moon.
Goodbye to Love.
Goodbye to Love.
Melancholy Baby.
Oh, my gosh.
Sunshine, Summertime.
Yes.
So we had 5 nationally charted songs.
What year did Blue Moon come out?
1961.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, February of 1961.
I was just starting to I remember Blue Moon. I mean, I was born in 54, so I was 7. I was just starting to listen to radio in my car with my dad and mom going to church, riding around town. And I remember hearing Blue Moon. And that was you, man. That was cool. All right, let's talk about the show. Where is it, and how much are tickets and all that stuff?
It's at the Carnegie Library Music Hall in Homestead, which is a nice old theater.
It's a wonderful venue.
Wonderful venue.
Yep.
It's on Friday, November 17th. The tickets are we priced them very reasonable, $35, $45, and $55.
Nice.
It's at 7:30, And
How
to
much
get
music
tickets,
are you going to hear, guys? I mean, are we talking 2.5, 3 hours?
We're talking 2 hours of music with intermissions. So each group is going to have an equal amount of time. There'll be about 30 minutes for each group, singing all their hits plus some other things.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great night.
Yeah.
To get tickets, I have to use my notes here for tickets.
Okay.
1-877-435-9849 or online at librarymusichall.com.
And we'll have a link here at KDKA on kdka.com. Just check us out there, and we'll link you to that. And when is the concert, rather?
Friday, November 17th. So it's a week from this coming.
10 days from now.
10 days.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Always a pleasure.
Always.
Good to see you, Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you.
And right now, we have one of the groups with us this morning that we've been talking about. What a treat to have the Marcells singing their big hit from 1961. Take us back to Blue Moon, guys. Here we go.
Bomb, 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 dang, 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 ding, dong, ding, blue moon, blue moon, blue moon, dip, 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 blue moon, blue moon, dip, 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 blue moon, blue moon, dip, 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 bomb, 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 dang, 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 ding, dong,
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
Dang, 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 ding, dong.
Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me singing a prayer for someone I really care for. And then you appeared for me, the only one hearts would ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I look, the moon there turned to glow. Oh, blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
Bomb, 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 dang, 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 ding, dong, ding, blue moon. Bomb, 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 dang, 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 ding, dong, ding, blue moon, blue moon, blue moon, bomb, 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 dang, 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 ding, dong, ding, blue.
Woo, yeah, that's good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thanks, guys. Right. Reno, right?
Do it. Yeah,
it's nice to see you. So why don't you introduce the rest of the guys here? Who have we got?
Richard, Kenny, and Jewel.
And Jewel. Nice to see all four of you in here. Nice job. Wonderful stuff. And we're looking forward to the big concert. Thank you so much.
Okay.
When do you guys, when do you practice? I mean, how often do you get together?
As little as
Well,
possible.
we work
As
a lot.
little as possible.
we work a lot.
Well,
We work a lot, so it takes some of the weight off of practicing.
yeah, I got you. Well, keep up the good work. We appreciate you still making those beautiful sounds. Come hear more of the Marcells along with the Vogues, the Skyliners, and the Jaggers in an evening with Pittsburgh's legends. It promises to be a night of hit after hit and one that you don't want to miss, nor will you forget. Tickets are on sale now for the big show on Friday, November 17th, 10 days from today at the Carnegie Music Hall out in Homestead.